Listen to Salam Media.
The time is just gone 18 minutes past 9 a.m. We continue with the show, and this morning the EFF eThekwini region has called for a march to Phoenix. Now, we've seen the poster, originally the poster that had come out read March to Phoenix against racist Indians, and thereafter it was actually changed about being a solidarity march. We joined on the line this morning by a Rising Sun journalist, Sirshin Moodliar from the Phoenix branch. Sirshin, good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Inayet, thank you so much for taking me on the air.
Yes, now, obviously, what is interesting to note is how this banner advertising the march has changed. Initially, it was a march against racist Indians, and then it changed into a solidarity march session.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that happened yesterday, it was the community leaders, especially some of the church groups, got together with the chairperson or the chairperson of the province, Koza, and he had a meeting here in Phoenix yesterday about what is the approach on the Islamic side.
Sirshin, if you could just move around slightly, please. You are breaking up slightly, so it is affecting the quality of the sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, loud and clear, yes.
All right. So I was just saying, Gusi Koza, the chairperson of the EFF KwaZulu-Natal, was in Phoenix yesterday, and he met with a group of religious leaders at one of the churches here in Phoenix, and they wanted to know the aim of this particular march, and they wanted to know about whether there's going to be any hostility toward the residents of Phoenix and so on. And he gave the assurance yesterday that it's not about that. So I think when you spoke about the post against racist Indians and now changed to perhaps the solidarity march, I think the notion has changed as the EFF now suggests that they're here to voice their opinion around some of the people that passed away here during the unrest and the looting that took place over 2.5 weeks ago. And I think they're going to also put through a memorandum to the South African police station with a list of demands. So that narrative of becoming really hostile and violent and so on has changed. At the moment, I'm at the position of where they are about to start this particular meeting. I'm not too sure at the moment as to how many people are involved. There's been speculation as to 100 people. I did chat to Mr. Koza yesterday as well. He said to me, there are people being bushed in from different parts of the province and different areas surrounding Phoenix. So at the moment, it's quite tentative. We actually don't know what's going on. And this is set to start around about 10 o'clock.
Yes, I think what is of concern is a stirring up of racial tensions. But, from what you've described, and obviously you have spoken to Mr. Koza about this, and just to see, what the reaction is going to be. And also, I think in terms of predictions, I suppose at this point in time, it's difficult to say how many people will be attending this march or this protest action.
Absolutely, and you also got to bear in mind that COVID protocols does apply. When we talk about social distancing and things like that, and obviously we got to bear in mind we're not allowed to gather, in a public space more than 100 of us at a time. So only time will tell then in the next hour or so. Then we can determine what actually is going to happen on the ground. I'm led to believe that the march is going to start at the Gandhi Park now. I was there just a short while ago, and I saw a huge police contingent. I saw the Metro Police. I saw the South African Police Service there as well. Some of them have now moved basically a kilometer up the road on the Phoenix Highway. And at this point in time, we see a little stage being set up with loudspeakers and mics and so on. And the EFF banners have been put up on this makeshift stage. So I'm led to believe that the leadership of the EFF here in the province is going to make their way down here. I think this is where they're going to address people that are or want to take part in this particular protest or march. And then they're going to make their way up the road. It's going to be a very trying logistical task, because, this is a big road in Phoenix. This is the main highway. So what's going to happen is they're going to move up. They're going to move past the central business district of Phoenix and make their way up to the police station.
Last night, Sirshin, I hosted a program with various political players, and I'd like to know what is the mood like inside Phoenix itself, because some of the politicians that we had spoken to last night on the show saying that, it's basically life is back to normal and people are coexisting, social cohesion is there, and generally people are getting along well. Now, just ahead of this march, just to understand what is taking place in Phoenix itself, in terms of the mood, in terms of any apprehension, any concerns on the part of the residents of Phoenix.
I think, when we talk about the environment here in Phoenix post-civil unrest, I think people are so tensive, people are so wary of what can happen. You would realize that the Phoenix massacre, EFF Phoenix has been trending on Twitter. It hasn't gone away over the last 3 weeks or so. Every time you look on social media, you'd find Phoenix has become painted with the same brush as perhaps the Marikana massacre. And the police minister, Becky Cele, was in Inanda police station yesterday, or on Tuesday, together with the premier of the province, and they were talking about the deaths that did take place in Phoenix. 36 deaths, 22 people arrested already. So people are still on the ground, or keeping their ears on the ground, should I say, in regard to who are these perpetrators, are they actually guilty of these crimes, and so on. So you'd find something like this happening today, where the EFF has decided to protest or have a march. You'd know history will tell us that, and I'm speaking from experience there, that the EFF, whenever they do something publicly, it does turn out to become quite a hoo-ha, and unfortunately sometimes it tends to become very violent as well. So that is why the residents of Phoenix are quite apprehensive of what's happening here today, and most of them, I should say, pretty wary and scared of the particular outcomes here. I am led to believe, though, and I have this, from a good source of mine, that the march today from the economic freedom fighters is just that. I've led to believe that Vusi Khoza says that he's responsible for whatever happens here today. There's going to be field marshals. There's going to be people within the ranks of the EFF that are going to maintain decorum and order. There isn't going to be any violence or any sort of destruction that would be, that would compromise the residents of Phoenix. That wouldn't be welcomed from the EFF. So I guess, as I said, we got to just play this by ear and see how it goes.
Yes, and obviously one of the calls that the EFF is making, Sirshin, is calling for the immediate arrest of what they called racist murderers and confiscation of all illegal firearms in Phoenix. The fact of the matter is, and as you mentioned, the Minister of Police has announced that arrests have been made. Now, what more can be done? Because, you are making this call for the arrest. These people have arrested. Some of them have already made a court appearance. So, I suppose, let the law take its course in this matter now.
I would agree with that. And I think one of the things that gets everybody, especially as the community of Phoenix, let's get our lives back to some sort of normality.
Sirshin, sorry, you're going to have to move around again.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Inayet?
Yes, I can.
Hello? Okay. So I was saying, some sort of normality needs to come back, and that's what the residents of Phoenix are calling for. The majority of Phoenix is saying, don't hate people by their skin color. There was a march that took place.
Sirshin, we are losing you. We are losing you.
Okay, I'm going to try and move around a little bit more. I'm going to just stay in this spot. Is this okay?
Just stay exactly where you are right now.
All right. So I think let me just restart what I said. I was talking about the peace march that happened at the Rydalvale grounds last week Sunday. That was a themed march called #AllLivesMatter. And I think the residents and community of Phoenix just want to get back to normality, some sense of normality, and get on with their lives. And the majority of us, or majority of them, are saying, well, listen, we are not a racist people. Let's just continue. What has happened, and let the law take its course. So by these certain political parties coming through and having these protests and marches now, it's only going to stir up a little bit more and attention. It's only going to make residents relive what actually happened during that week of civil unrest and looting and so on. So from a psychological point of view, I think we're still scarred as a community, if not as a nation, as to what has happened over the last. So I guess as I mentioned, the fact of the matter is this: whether it's just showing your weight as a political party, or maybe dealing with the community, engaging with them, finding out what's actually happening on the ground, as far as the arrests are made, as far as the perpetrators are convicted and jailed and so on. I guess that's the process that we all have to go through now, and it's not going to end now, I would believe, because there's talk of other political parties actually talking, coming through and meeting with the community as well. I'm led to believe that the ANC is planning a sort of meeting, a get-together on Sunday this weekend. I know the DA is also planning to do something as well. So I guess this is the time where that social cohesion that the Premier was talking about at the Phoenix police station about 2 weeks ago is coming to the fore.
Well, Sirshin, let's see what develops during the course of the day. But for now, we thank you. We appreciate you taking time out and talking to us this morning here on Salam Media on News and Views. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Sirshin Moodliar from the Rising Sun, a journalist, and from the Phoenix branch was us this morning, providing an update on this planned march by the EFF eThekwini branch this morning at Phoenix. The time is just gone, 9:30 a.m. We come back. Our focus will be on the Muslim Marriages Bill.